Alright, good day YouTubers. Uncle Dave from DEECEE's Adventures. Welcome to the first episode of the Survival Show. The situation that we're in here today is, as you see at the beginning of the video, I kind of started a hike at early morning. Actually, I started this hike before I had to be out to work today on a peak really close to the house, and it's a place that I hike twice a week, and it's a place I'm really familiar with. But this morning when I came up here with just my jacket on. I have a keychain in my pocket and I have my knife on my side, but I didn't bring a backpack or anything because I was only planning on being out for an hour, and I'm pretty close to where I live. I'm really close to where I live, and as you can see, the fog has rolled in really heavy here, and I can't really figure out where the other side of the trail is. There's about a quarter mile of trail here at the peak of this mountain that's all granite. The whole thing is granite, and usually when there's no fog you can see to the other side of the trail. When you come up on one side of the trail you can usually see to the other side of the granite, but there's no path or anything on the granite because it's all hard rock. So being up here in this fog that we have, I'm having a really hard time finding the other side of the trail. And it was really heavy bouldering and a lot of climbing, kind of technical bouldering that we had to do to get up here. So now that everything is wet and the fog is coming so heavy and I can't even find the original trail, I mean, I know that if I just head down at any point in this mountain I'm going to get to a road, but it's not really a safe time to do that. And instead of going down and trying to hurt myself and not being able to find the trail, I've already walked around this granite slab for like 15-20 minutes trying to find the other side of the trail. Instead, we're gonna just hunker down. We're gonna find a rock to sit up next to, and we're gonna hang out there. And you know, I'm gonna show you, like, it's safer to just stay where you're at and wait for the weather to clear and kind of hunker down and use what you've got to just kind of stay where you're at. Don't take the risk of mechanical injury trying to get down these boulders while they're all soaking wet. So we're gonna find a little place to hang out and huddle, and we can do an introduction to this new series, and I want to do some dedications too. So let's go find a place to be for a little while until this fog clears up. Alright, this looks like a pretty cool place. This rock will give us a little bit of shelter from the wind that's blowing in right now. You can even hear trucks and stuff in the background. I mean, the road, the main highway is less than a mile away from us, so and it's a grade because we're on a mountain here, so you can hear the trucks. So it's not a matter of us being lost, really. It's a matter of it not being safe conditions to travel in. So I'm gonna get set up, set the camera up here. I'm gonna sit on this rock and huddle right next to here. I'll get you guys set up and we'll talk a little bit more about this situation here. There we go. Nice little place to huddle. We are completely out of the wind here, which is really nice. As you can see, this morning when we started this hike, it was completely desert sunshine here. All these rocks were dry. We were climbing up boulders, having a grand old time. That was at about 6:30 in the morning. I was planning on being off of this mountain by 9 so I could be to work by 10. It's now 8:45, 8:30, and like you can see, the fog is so thick and has come in so heavy that there's no way I can travel down these rocks, like safely at least, and I can't even see the other side of the trail. So I don't want to be bouldering and climbing through all kinds of rocks when I don't even know that I'm on the right trail, you know? Even though I'm close to home. We're not expecting to have to spend the night. We know how close we are to the house and to the highway. We're hoping that this weather will just blow over quickly so we don't get any mechanical injuries on the way down. We can get on the trail and be on our way. So we're not going to start a fire right now. We have our keychain ferro rod with us, and we do have a Becker BK2 that we had on us this morning, but we have no other supplies, and I didn't even bring any water. So that's really dumb on my part. I didn't even bring a water bottle, and we're out in the desert. Even if you're going to be, I'm basically within sight of my house. If the weather was clear, you can see down the mountain to where my property is. So I'm pretty close to where we need to be. But yeah, we don't want to get injured down there. We don't want to get injured climbing down the mountain here. So we're just gonna hang tight, huddle here, and like I said, I want to introduce this new series. This new series is going to be the survival show. It's going to start out with this episode here, which is going to be a short how to stay put and get through the weather until it passes type of a video, and then we're going to move on to other survival videos, an overnighter, and then a 3-day, and then a 7-day video. And as we get into the series, the situation should get a little more extreme. I don't do the best without having food. I get really low sugar and don't do very well. I can't go more than 2 days without food, especially if it's going to be a cold environment. I really start breaking down really quick, mentally especially. So I will have a little bit of food on me most of the time, and when we're in the desert, we're going to have a little bit of water on us. Plus, we're going to have safety set up when we have these shows. I'm going to go out and scout all the locations first, so we know exactly what we're getting into, and we're going to have water set up if we're in a desert situation in a couple safety places. So if I have to, I can go get water. I'll tell you guys if I'm doing that. We're going to try to keep it safe. We got to keep these YouTube videos safe. You never want to put any of the rescuers or yourself in danger at any time, you know? Especially making videos, because that's just ridiculous. We're out here to have fun, enjoy ourselves. We don't want to be putting ourselves in danger at any time. So, a couple quick dedications. I want to dedicate this whole series, survival series, to all the professional film crews and all the survival hosts who have ever sat out in the woods for multiple days filming some of these survival shows like Dual Survival, Survival Man, Clody Lundeen, Dave Canterbury, Les Stroud, all these guys, Ray Mears, all these guys have, you know, done what we're doing here, and I want to dedicate this series to them. I want to dedicate the series to all the YouTubers who ever sat out in the woods making a survival video or a survival woodcraft series. And I want to dedicate this whole series to Morris Kohansky, wilderness survival expert out of Canada, because being from Maine, he has been one of the biggest influences on my survival life and how I've trained and how I've basically started. Was a lot of it was built off of his teachings and his writing. So make sure you grab his book too. I think it's called Woodcraft or Bushcraft. Anybody else? Yeah, just dedicated to everybody who has ever gone out and tried to survive, and not because they had to, but just because they wanted to go out there and prove it to themselves that they could do what people used to do for millions and millions of years. I mean, thousands and thousands of years at least, you know. I mean, people used to raise babies in caves, so that's pretty crazy. So man should be able to go out in the woods for a couple days and survive, no problem. So this is what it's all about. Welcome to the series. Now I'm going to sit here and put on some of these hoods. Maybe zip up the jacket because it is getting cold. It was nice and warm this morning. I can't believe that this fog has rolled in like this. And I will see you guys. It depends on how long I sit here. Maybe I'll bring you guys back a couple times, but when this clears, I'll bring you guys back and let you take a look at the area after this is all cleared, alright? Alright.
2 hours later.
Alright, I can see that it's pretty much clearing up. We don't have clear skies yet, but the fog is basically lifted, so I'm gonna get you guys and climb up here and get back on the rocky part of this place and see if we can see the trail from here. Alright, well, that's where we're sitting out the storm, and if you just pan up a little bit, you can see now that the fog is cleared. You can see there's a road right down there, and I can see right off to the side of me the whole trail that leads down there. So, there we go. It's good. It's a good idea to always check the weather before you take off, even if you're going to a place that you've been to a lot of times. I'm freezing right now. Make sure you're dressed for the situation. Make sure you bring your EDC backpack every single time you leave, even if you're going to a place that you know is going to be close by home and that you've been to hundreds of times. Again, make sure you check the weather before you go out, because if I went out I would have known that this was going to blow in and that I was going to have this issue this morning. So always be prepared. Make sure you're dressed for whatever weather may come up. My best strategy is when I wake up at 6 in the morning, whatever the temperature is then, that's how I dress for the day. And then I can take layers off after that. That way I'm always pretty much dressed for whatever the coldest temperature is going to be of the day. And as usual, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you check out all the latest uploads. Stay tuned for more survival show. This is Uncle Dave, DEECEE's Adventures. I'll see you on the next video.